Hey guys, what's up? It's Zelenetti, and here I am to bring you another God of War video that is a build video based on your luck. So let's get into it. I like to call this build the God of Luck build because it favors our luck a lot. So let's get into our build and explain it. So for our chest armor, I like to use Breastplate of the Guiding Light because it has a moderate luck chance on any hit to increase the strength, runic, and luck on one of Kratos' weapons. So I've done this before, and actually, on any successful hit that you inflict, it could grant a blessing to your weapon, but it's not always blessing the weapon that you're actually using. So, say if you're using the blades, it could bless your axe. If you're using the axe, it bless your spear, and so on like that. But given that you could just switch over, it's a really good stat to have. Anyway, so for our wrist armor, I like to use the Berserker Gauntlets because it has a low luck chance for successful hits to cause a soul explosion, dealing damage and restoring some cooldown as a relic. So for kind of like our chest plate, it can on any successful hit, it will cause a soul explosion that'll deal some good damage also, but it'll also restore some cooldown with a relic, which is going to be really good for this build. For our waist armor, we're going to be using our waist guard of Guiding Light because melee attacks have a luck chance to critically strike, creating a damaging explosion. So there is a luck chance for you to critically strike, and that will create a damaging explosion, but it's only a 4% chance. I'm not sure if it's based on our luck or it's just a base chance of 4%, but I'm not completely sure. But for Amulet, it looks a little goofy, but it's all part of the build. So for all top 3 of these enchantments are all 12 luck. These are providing a bunch of luck for this build. But for this one, it's Spartatine's Fortitude. It's actually not that easy to get, but it's very worth it for 20 luck because you need to get 30 Nornir chests to even have a chance of getting it. And then for the remaining 5 left in the world, or the overworld, whatever you like to call it, there's only a 1 in 5% chance to get this. And I had to go like for 2 Northern chests to get this, so it's actually kind of hard to get, but it's worth it because you get 20 luck. And for more working enchantments, we use a Vanaheim set because we're going to inflict a bunch of status using Freya's arrows. And we deal bonus melee damage against those status affected enemies based on our luck, and our luck is the most favored stat in this build. So we're gonna have a great time dealing a bunch of that damage based on our luck. And then for I like to use the Seal of Runic Storm because we're gonna be using our runic attacks in quick sessions, like this says. So it's going to create a bonus Storm of Bifrost for us to use to our advantage. And for our other enchantments, I use Sigil of Doom because Axe and Blade's melee attacks against hexed enemies have a high luck chance to trigger bonus Sigil explosions. So if you're inflicting an enemy with Sigil on it, or hexed enemies I should say, if it's like close proximity to other enemies, they'll create a sigil explosion, which is actually very beneficial to your fighting experience or combat situations, whatever you like to call it. And for I forgot about Freya. Oops. For Freya, the armor is your choice. But for her accessory, I use sigil amplification because sigil arrows deal significantly increased status. And for our enchantment that we use for our Vanaheim set, this will be this will amplify that greatly. For our second enchantment on Freya, I like to use Sigil Punishment because melee attacks against an enemy inflicted with Hex deal significantly increased damage, so this will go along with Tandem in our Vanaheim set. And this will also go well with Sigil Amplification too. And for our runic potency, or this just basically increases Freya's status effect on enemies when her runic summon is on cooldown. So this is really good. If you'd like to spam Freya's runic attack, that's personally not my playstyle. But I use it occasionally, so this is still really good for my playstyle. And for our weapons, for our Leviathan axe is level 9, but for our pommel, I use Howard's Lucky Knob or something. Probably butchered that. But yeah, I'm using this because there's a moderate luck chance for any successful precision throw to cause a bonus stun blast. So it doesn't. If you get a headshot on your axe or something, it'll just create a stun blast, which just inflicts stun on the other enemies close around it. And for a light runic attack, I like to use Wrath of the Frost Ancient because for our Berserker gauntlets, it'll really work really well because successful hits. This thing does massive successful hits, and for our gauntlets, it did say successful hits give you Relic of the Cooldown, so this works really nice with it. And for heavy, I like to use Breath of Thammer because it's a huge AoE attack and its damage stat is godly. So both of these work really well together. And for blades, this pommel is really nice because there's a low luck chance on any blades hit. So like any hit that you do on your Blades of Chaos to grant an increase of strength and runic stacks up to 3 times. So any hit that you're gonna do, most of the time it'll grant you blessing of the Empress, or power of the Empress. Sorry, it will grant you power of the Empress, and most of the time that'll stack up to 3 times because of our luck stat. So that's really good. Yeah. So for our light runic attack, I like to use Rampage of the Furies because it's really good for what we're going to be doing. It can also inflict really nice damage, and it can also it can also inflict other enemies, so it's a little bit of AoE. And for our heavy runic attack, I like to use Meteoric Slam because it's a massive AoE attack, also like Wrath of Thammer. It deals a bunch of damage, and it deals moderately good stun and burn, which is going to be pretty cool for our playstyle because then we can it opens up an opportunity to murder everybody like we're supposed to. And for our spear, I like to use kind of weightless recovery because when our maelstrom is full, we get most of the time, because our luck is so high, there's a moderate luck chance to grant a blessing of cooldown. So most of the time, we'll get a blessing of cooldown as long as maelstrom is high. And for our light and heavy, I like to use Mountain Splitter for our light because it deals a lot of damage and it can also knock back enemies. In case you're getting close proximity of you and you're getting in a dangerous zone. And for heavy, I like to use a Finger of Ruin because it's really good. And it still goes as long as you don't have the weapon equipped, so that opens up an opportunity for you to get your other runic attacks from your weapons in, like Rampage of the Furies, or Meteoric Slam, and that's a really good one. So for our shield, I use Onslaught Shield because it favors our luck stat, and the Shield Rush is really good because you can advance the enemies on the field without getting damaged, which is gonna be really good even if you don't want to go after enemies. You can just launch across the field without getting any damage to create some distance or close the gap between you and your enemies. And for our shield attachment, I like to use Wand of the Nine Realms because there's a low luck chance to trigger a realm shift when you parry. And most of the time we will be parrying, and we definitely have a high luck stat. So for this is gonna be we're gonna have a lot of realm shifts most of the time. And for a rage, I like to use wrath because if you're in a situation where it just got guard broken and you need a quick exit to bypass that follow-up move, this is a good one because it also inflicts damage. And for a relic, it's kind of an option between, but I like to use Hilt of Scoffdown, but Hilt of Hofud goes really well too. It opens up large opportunity since it activates a realm shift. You only get this after doing Creatures of Prophecy, and you get this by defeating King Rolf Cracky. And yeah, so if you want to see my skill tree, you can, but it's not really that impressive. So yeah, let me demonstrate how good this is during the boss rush challenge. See that blast effect we get, and also the power of the Empress. I hate this girl. Ah, crap. That is so hard to block and comes out on such short notice also. Very, very annoying, I might add. Oh, got a health combo. Ah, yes.
Shield strike!
Yeah, let's have a look-see-poo at our runic attacks. Alright, now let's do our Finger of Ruin. He'll stop him. Breath of Hammer. And look at them go. So I might have taken a little damage, but that's only because that idiotic stalker that nobody likes damaged me on such short notice, and I couldn't really do anything about it. But other than that, as you saw, this build is really good. If you're better than me, like most of you are, you will have a great time damaging and taking no damage. Also, all of those enemies that nobody liked either. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider just liking or even viewing it all the way. That's fine. I don't really want to beg for subscribers, though. You don't really have to. I'm just here to give you all a nice build. And yeah, credit to Jiso for giving me this build. He let me document this build. So yeah. I'm gonna hop off now. So this is Zelenity signing off. Bye, guys. Have a good one.